Hello, welcome back to Karandrin role playing, the best role playing online, I assure you. My name is Kevin Manus Pennings, also known as Cracked Palantir. I will be your host, game master for the night for this episode 31 of Brise's Tale. And as always, playing Brise is my good buddy Max. Say hey, Max.
Hello, everybody. Happy Sunday, and a little bit interesting day of the week to role play on, but why not?
Why not? It's my favorite activity for basically any day of the week. I love role playing. And specifically game mastering, I adore. Yeah. So,
Not
well,
work, so it still adheres to the Sabbath. So it's fine.
it's play. You see,
Exactly.
um, yeah, we're sorry for the delay. Just holiday activities and conflicts are going to occur. We're going to try to get at least one more in this month, right, Max? We're still aiming for one more at least.
Oh yeah.
And if we can do two, that'll be great. But we can't really make any promises as the Christmas holidays approach and family clamors for our attention. But we'll keep everybody posted and let you know. If you don't recall, we've got Brise in town in the city of the city of Balabry in the Goblin Nation of Narguz, and she is both building a set of disguises to help her evade the spies of Lord Algrit, a goblin noble who's visiting the area, who is concerned with Brise's involvement with the local noble, whose name escapes me. What's her name? Mia Grawl. And so Brise finds herself caught between these two sort of not warring but feuding nobles, and the stakes are pretty high in terms of Brise not getting caught and revealing that she's sort of working to get out of the clutches of a powerful sorceress named Verilag, and who is working to free herself from magical prison and regain her former incredible power that would probably be regional in its influence and would change the political scene vastly. And so that's sort of where we are. She's in town. Brise is right now. It's late afternoon in early spring, mid-spring. And she is she's trying to find more information about Lord Algrit, about his reputation in town, Mia Grawl's reputation in town. But in
his reputation too is
right.
Algrit's top sorcerer.
That's right.
Yeah.
I should see if I found that caption for him and just put him up. But the okay, wow. Why would you let it do that? No one knows. You can scroll through the captions so fast that it'll show you no captions. And you're like, well, why do you think?
Infinity captions.
Right. So there you go. But in the course of picking up bits of information about this, she has fallen into a conversation with a very interesting individual who is just sort of drunk and just
running his mouth,
and it's an opportunity for Brise to sort of pick up information well beyond the scope of what we expected.
Yes.
Let me bring this guy up.
And just kind of summarize, he's apparently has a very low opinion of Tanzon. Tanzon's a dabbler.
That's right.
He stays away from the councils. He's very kind of full of himself, and how do you describe it? Yeah, like very much like kind of on his own, doing his own thing. But he's complaining now about his own dealings with some of the wizard councils, as he calls them.
Right. And yeah, he's apparently his own he's sort of an independent agent here. And he does not he's apparently having trouble with a council um and I forget now what he's told you about the council.
He said specifically he might do just what Oshefra's done and leave and pursue their own agenda without the council's permission. Yeah, he says that the council is putting pressure on him. That's what he's told me. So, and
okay,
try to get some more info out of him about that.
Right. Yeah, I'm looking over his personality. Very interesting stuff going on.
Yeah.
He's drinking heavily and angrily. He has several bottles. He's been buying beverages for himself and for you. I'm going to send you. It's Oshekra, and I'll make sure you. Sorry.
Okay. Well, it's Oshekra, but the way he pronounced it.
When he's I got you.
Oshekra.
That's right. So, he says, in complaining about the, and I want you to keep in mind, of course, you can steer this conversation however you want, as always. He says, the council keeps poking their nose into my business and about, the spores. I think it's a great idea. And if it's dangerous, it's only dangerous to me and the few hundred people who live in the valley. And who cares?
Well, I will definitely, at that point, I will say that sound. Well, I don't know how to word it. It's like interesting. That sounds like an interesting, I can try to get him to talk more about the spores, yeah, but in an encouraging way, it's like.
And that would sound like what exactly?
Yeah, sort of. The spores. Can you tell me more? It sounds interesting.
He sort of looks at you suspiciously. He's like, "They're fine. You're not with the council, are you? You're not just some pretty thing they set in my way to spill my beans to."
Not at all. I'm just a person greatly interested in magic and in wizards and their deeds.
The spores are not the problem. It's controlling what they grow into. That is the problem. But if you can control them and get them only to grow 20 or 30 foot high into their stalks, then you can harvest those, boil them down, I think.
I think this guy's more than drunk. He's on shrooms.
That's it.
Just talking about nonsense.
And you can get an enormous boost in magical power. And if it works, then the council won't be able to stop me. I won't have to listen to anything they say. It won't matter if I'm endangering 1,000 people or 10,000 people.
And I say, because the magical reward is that great?
Because then my power will dwarf all 10 of them combined.
And I how do I, what do you know? How truthful does that seem? Is he just off his rocker, or is that actually seems?
He will roll for me.
Does he believe that? 4.
Impossible to tell here.
Yeah.
He's certainly drunk, and so that may be coloring his view, but you certainly believes he's in trouble with the council.
Right.
And so if the council is meant to be a controlling body, then clearly they feel like he's in need of some oversight.
Right. This is something powerful. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I'll just ask him about, because if I seem too curious, he's probably going to withhold too much information, right? So, ask him about what any current solutions you've found, or are you still researching that?
I've got 4 stalks growing right now. I had one that reached full maturity and it bloomed and showered the area with spores. But I didn't account for how high the spores would go when they burst free of the tip of the stalk. And so now, sure, it drifted over much of the valley, and I haven't gone through and picked up every little spore. There's a million of them. And yes, some of the kids in the village are coughing, but they're peasants and they have short lives anyway. Roll for me.
18. My opinion of this guy is starting to drop.
Doesn't seem to be as callous about it as he makes out.
Okay.
So there's, some degree of bravado you believe is in play here.
Well, I'll try to tap into that and say, those peasant children might become sorcerers one day. Are you sure the damage isn't as great as you say? It sounds pretty concerning.
Where are they going to get access to magic? I mean, even if they could wield greater magical power than your average desert dweller, then what does it matter? Whether they're Benzite or Pin, villages that small, they might have one cleric who's got a few tomes that he's not willing to share anyway. So what do I care if I make a few extra clerics? By the time those kids grow up, I'll have mastered all of this. I can quit going back and forth to that other world and plucking small stalks to replant. It's going to be fine. Kids will get runny noses or lung diseases and sure, there's a little blood, but
I'll say other worlds. So you're familiar with portal magic then?
I'm lousy at it, but yeah. This is a place I stumbled onto months and months and months back. There's no one there, just plants and fish. But I ran out of rations and then had to risk eating one of those mushrooms. And I woke up about a day later feeling enormously powerful.
Okay.
I had enough power to reopen the portal and get myself home. But these mushrooms themselves were worth the journey. And I know you got to boil them down because otherwise you pass out for a day or two. And you probably have thrown up a few times in your sleep. And I've got that part down. That's the boiling done. Render it down. Now the question is, what do I need to add to keep the other side effects off? And when I find it, anything's worth tripling your power.
I'll mention that I can't see a reason the counts would be against it. That seems such a beneficial idea. I guess just besides the spores being possibly harmful.
Well, because you know how it goes. The council has to play nice with the royalty. If the royalty hears that a village is getting sick and you're near the village, they come asking question. Hey, Arpen. I don't know what you're oopsing.
Hello.
Did you oops all over the place? That's disgusting.
Oops.
Well, I don't want to talk about that anymore.
Okay.
Because you can't tell anybody. It would be really bad.
It would be. It would be really bad.
Have you traveled to other worlds?
No, but I'm interested in them.
My spear has. Didn't you stick your spear in there?
I've reached into other worlds, yeah, but no, but I'm an avid researcher of them. Hey, Karen.
Hey, Obi-Wan. If you spend the night with me, I could show you a few other worlds.
The world. I can show you the world.
That's right. That's so funny that you would sing that with Arpen and Obi-Wan on the stream. That is so interesting. They love, whenever they see each other, they love to sing that together. It's really, they've had a long romantic relationship. And
really touching.
Yeah.
Congratulations, guys. Good for you.
A lot of touching.
I got to just I remember my character doesn't really like to play into that, so I would say most likely not. I'm sorry. I'm already taken. Just dodge the question.
You can see amazing sights in Greyshell. I'm telling you, they have massive domes at the centers of their cities. A perfectly lovely furry people.
Furries? What are furries doing?
What they always do.
And
the romance continues.
Elbow bump and kiss. I like that.
That's right.
Like, kiss. Well, it sounds like a. Well, do I just excuse myself now, or do I kind of try to egg him on? Because I do want to know more about the councils. Well, I could say I don't really want to get mixed up in a man who seems to be at the ire of the councils. Maybe to what really is their opinion of you, and what power do they have?
Well, they just want everyone to leave us alone. And so if one of us causes a stir that gets the royalty interested or interferes with what they're doing, well, then they butt into your business. And there have been times in the past, one just 5 years ago, where the council will plot against a council member that's breaking the rules, and they go and they kill her. That's what happened. She had a lovely underground dwelling deep in the desert, and now it's ransacked and choked with sand. And I helped them do it. I helped them find her. Avenal had no idea we were there. She thought it was just me coming to visit. And then I opened a portal and they all walked in. And she died screaming.
You're gonna maybe excuse myself now. This conversation getting pretty dark. This guy does not seem like someone I want to mess around with. Yeah, I think I'm ready to get out of there. How would I excuse myself then?
Well, you just say you have an appointment.
Yeah, just like, well, it's been lovely talking to you, but I do have to go now. Yeah. So I'll just slip that in. Yeah.
Roll for me.
75.
It does occur to you, do you want to discuss the Unmouth? Get more information on it.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, because if he's interested, if he's an otherworldly guy, might as well just bring it up. Yeah, before I go, I say, ask him as a wizard interested in other worlds. Have you heard of this world? Unmouth is the massive underground realm that I actually have a way to get to. I just haven't done it yet because it's a one-way ticket. They gotta be prepared.
I know of it. I've never been, but I have a merchant who brings me some goodies that can only be found from there. He has mentioned taking passengers every now and then to and from. But it's lots of useful stuff down there.
Yeah.
Lots of useful stuff. You have to Steer clear of the scale lords down there. There is a big a pain in the ass as the council's up here.
Local rulers, I take it.
Well, it's the three dragons that have kingdoms down there. They don't rule at all by any stretch of the imagination, but there's large areas of it.
Oh.
And you can't, you don't want to get caught up in that justice system because it usually ends in fire.
I can imagine.
But there's all kind of stuff that's useful for special research down there. You're looking at anything dealing with the range of your magic. Man, some great stuff. Magical protection, especially for people working on armor and that kind of stuff. Stuff that makes enchanting armor, making it the enchantments just so safe to put on. You can make a pretty penny running that moss up topside, selling it to bigwigs, king's armorers, and things like that.
Wow. I guess, does this moss grow everywhere down there, or is it kind of a specialty?
Well, it's getting harder and harder to find as more and more topsiders discover it. The dragons know of its value, and the last thing they want are intruders with better armor. So they destroy or seize any that they find. And then you've got all kind of crystals useful for wands, some useful for potions. There's so many goodies down there. The shell of the blaytac, grind that up into a potion. Heals bones better than anything you can imagine.
Wow. You still talking about the Udmoth? Because I'm eating all this stuff up. I'll definitely egg him on a bit more. Yeah, it's like, very interesting. Yeah, tell me more.
They say there are lost civilizations down there, long emptied. They say that the dragons slew those civilizations when they wouldn't bow to their power. But every description you read, the buildings are intact and there's no fire damage. So that's not what it was. Besides, the buildings are clearly from a race of giants. Doorways twice the height of a man. That'd be a big target even for a dragon to tackle. That could be a place where you could find some goodies. Imagine the gold coins they used if they were that big. Be the size of a damn dinner plate. Locals won't go near those places, but that's what I love about locals. They leave the best stuff alone. You get the feeling he is going to ramble on and on.
Wow. Okay. I do want to ask him specifically about the dragons. It's, like dragons that came from the surface, or do you think they were born down there?
The one they call the Pale Mother, there's no indication she's ever seen light. She could be blind, which is different than saying she can't see, if you catch my meaning.
Yeah.
I would think that she was from down there. Where her parents came from, I don't know. The other two are definitely different looking, but I don't find it impossible to believe they came from upstairs. You don't see dragons, though, with really long spines down their back. Not in any of the descriptions I've read. But both Benalar and Camgrick, they both have those long spines.
Benalar and Karandrin.
But if you're gonna go, because you're obviously interested, you can get these crystals, whatever they're called, and you can go.
Mentioned that. Heard of that. Heard of them, yeah. And does your merchant have any, possibly?
No, he's got his own way down and back up.
Oh, interesting.
He travels with a convoy of rock grubs. Of course, you can't ride those on the surface because people scream. And then he just changes over to horse and wagon, transfers all the goods. He's makes, regular trips.
Well, perhaps I'll have to seek him out at some point.
Well, one of the Lake Triumphs is where he lives. I don't know which one. And that's spelled exactly like it sounds. A Lake Triumph, which you've heard of.
Oh.
It's a Lake Triumph here.
Yeah. I wrote tribe, but yeah, triumph.
Oh, I'm missing. So it's a region. It's to the east on the other side of the mountains. You don't know why it's called that. You don't know anything more than that. You know that the goblins don't like them. They're always spoken of in contention with the goblins.
Sure.
But it's a weird expression.
Yeah. Okay. But you know, but surely he must come into Ballabry then sometimes, or I guess because you're here also traveling.
No, he knows when to be at my place. And my servants will tend to him and pay him if he's found what I need on a particular trip. Give me a little kiss and I'll tell you his name.
No, I'll give him. How would I pay you for all the food you've bought me? I say, and then some.
With 2 kisses.
Half a kiss. Okay, just the top lip.
Oh
my gosh.
My little niece is learning how to kiss, and she is her kiss
She's
is
a great kisser. Sorry.
gross, but she so like all little kids, you know, she's starting to do just the open mouth. She goes, and you're like, let's just keep this platonic for now. Let's just.
That's really funny. I never thought about that, like not knowing.
Yeah,
like, it's a cultural thing. Yeah, it's not like
and it's not like they don't purse their lips when they're little. You know, you see them get upset and everything, but they don't start that way for some reason. And my niece, my other niece, when she was little, I mean, she's in her 20s now, so she did it too. And so you just have to kind of, you know, take this sucker fish to the face briefly, and then go, okay, that was very sweet.
Yeah.
So that's just kind of funny. So you're going to give him a top lip sucker fish?
Exactly. Yeah. So I offer, you know, to pay for all the food he's bought me and more for his time and information.
Money.
Maybe you can find a wonderful whore for who looks like me.
That sounds like a terrible breakup story.
You can find a wonderful.
And then she yelled at me before slamming the door. Maybe you can find a wonderful whore who looks like me.
Is there a good like slang term for like in Nargas for like whores? Because like night birds, as I've heard sometimes in like some cultures.
Oh, that's funny.
Night birds, you know.
It was
like, that's a really nice way to talk about prostitution.
There's a British term I heard just recently, and it was birds, you know, because the British use bird as at least back in the 70s, especially used bird as meaning a girl. I can't remember what it was, but it was it dealt with like the street they were found on, and so it was like the birds of such and such street, you know.
Oh, cool.
And I thought that was kind of interesting. You know, as far as, you know, if you have to have a slang for a gender, you know, I do kind of like bird for females. It's just sort of because there is a real beauty and grace to so many birds. You know, you're not calling them buzzards.
Right. And they're quite varied too in appearance. There's some birds that seem very masculine, but like they still have that grace. Yeah. Femininity, you know, whatever you want to call it.
Right.
Nebulous.
Right. That, I don't know. It's, I don't know. It's funny the things we can't put our fingers on, but
I can put my fingers on a lot of things. But,
you do. I know you, buddy. You do. So there you go.
Does he accept the offer of gold?
No. He takes a pouch out, and it's clearly a pouch of holding. He's like, money, and he just pours out mithril. And he's like, you know, it stops, you know, but it's a heap. It's several hundred mithril, you know, and he just scoops it lazily back into the pouch.
Well.
And now you do sleep with him.
Now he's convinced me. I wish I visited this guy before the people who asked for 40 mithril.
That's right, yeah.
Or was it 4 mithril? Okay, 450 gold pieces they asked for.
Right.
A lot of money.
That'd be interesting if you had the crossbow on you. It'd be interesting to show him the crossbow.
I would not have it on me. I would have
No,
left it.
sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you want to try to make a connection here? Like, how long are you in town? Where are you staying? That kind of thing.
I don't know. I'm a little bit, yeah, like he seems like a really useful. I think. I probably have a very low opinion of him because, honor is really important for me. Basically turned against one of his accomplices, just because.
Yeah, he's certainly not honorable.
Yeah.
But the question is,
but yes, it would be good to know his name, get to know him as a relationship. So we'll
right.
spend
If you want
time doing that,
yeah, if you want to maintain a relationship with him, of course, the question is, in what way would you use him? Like, if you think he's, understandably, your character thinks he's pretty disreputable. I would think you would want a specific reason, a pretty important reason.
Well, he just seems very knowledgeable.
Sure.
And very open to sharing knowledge, which not many people are.
Well, when he's drunk.
Yeah. But maybe he gets drunk easily.
That's right.
So, I mean, that's what I'm saying. It can't hurt just to at least feign interest, and then
right.
If I ever need to call him up,
right.
Try to seek him out. Invite him for some drinks, and
his name is you may already have it written down because I have it written. Shalto, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So how do you want to broach this?
Well, as a fellow up and coming magic researcher myself, I'm very curious to know, how your other, projects are going, and I'm always interested in hearing about it.
Well, I'll be in town for 4 days. And this is my favorite place to drink because it's right across from the Adventuring Guild. And I can get employees there.
Smart.
So you can always leave word here. And he sort of grabs your hand and he kisses it and he says, I would love to hear from you again. And then he pulls you very sharply toward him across the table. Glasses tumble. And he says, but if you talk to the council or I find out you're working from them, you'll die in a flash hotter than the sun.
Ooh,
and it is a fierce grip on you.
That is pretty scary.
Roll for me.
2. I shit myself. Is that what I rolled?
Roll again for me.
To hold my bowels. 45.
So he is it's just part of his bravado.
Really?
You don't think he's really capable of that. Same thing with being dismissive of the children and all that kind of thing.
Well, I'll just try to reassure him and pull away like I won't, I assure you. Extricate myself. I've been using that word a lot. I love that word.
That's a good one.
I told a friend, I'm like, I woke up, today and I'm like, well, it's time to extricate myself from bed. Like being really lazy.
And he's like, well, just roll over and get out. Leave me inside the bed. So comfy.
I'm texting him and he's like right beside me.
That's right. That's what your generation does instead of having real conversation.
Can't make eye
I was
contact.
telling a buddy of mine, like, I hate all that generational talk. I
Oh yeah,
hate all of it. I can't stand it.
garbage.
It's
Yeah,
so, with the only exception, of course, being the baby boomers.
right.
But only because we now have a full length track record of their misdeeds.
Right.
So,
But it's trite just talking about the weather. It doesn't mean anything.
right.
Doesn't forward the conversation at
I
all.
mean, it's just a form of bigotry. It's just ageism.
That too. Yeah. Yeah. Ageism. Yeah.
Yeah. So, just paint people with a broad stroke and makes your life easier, which is probably the origin of all racism or all bigotry is to make your
Painting with
life
broad
easier.
strokes. Monet. He's.
That's right.
Anyway, what are we talking about?
So with difficulty,
I try to withdraw from him.
yeah.
Sure him.
So yeah. So if you don't go, he's just gonna keep you there, and
I'm going.
yeah. Out you go. The sun is going down. What is your plan?
Well, I guess it's time to get back to the keep. I don't want to be out in the dark.
You've got your second horse.
Right.
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 Do you want to take it back to the keep, or
yeah, I need to go over this whole idea of the disguise instead. The idea is that when I'm leaving the keep, spending time in town, right? That's definitely when I want to be in disguise. So I do want that second horse at the keep.
well, my thought was that you were going to keep the second horse in town or just outside of town.
Oh, and then like walk out of the keep, walk to town, and
right. You would just walk to town,
okay,
and then
around town.
Change garb.
Yeah,
and then ride out of the stables. I mean, you would duck you would really make a dash for it, right?
Yeah.
Somehow shake your initial guys, get back to whatever stable your new horse is in.
I get it. Yeah, so it's like I'm Clark Kent, and like there's the phone booth is like at the town. I just need to like dip into that and change.
So for short term, given that you're sort of running out of daylight, you could just go to an inn and hire a stable for the night or for several nights. And you might need to shake whatever tail you've got.
Right. So maybe get into some disguise right now and go have a rent a night at the inn.
Right. So you could, yeah. I mean, you could.
That sounds good. Do I need to be back at the keep? I don't think so. Right.
I don't think so.
No,
I don't think there was anything.
I would
definitely double check because you don't want to be wrong and miss.
Well, so I was in the keep this morning, and nothing was really announced.
Right.
So I should take that to mean that I don't need to do anything there tonight. I don't have anything in my notes, so yeah, I think it's fine if I spend the night in town.
So yeah, you could. Yeah, if you just let them follow you to the inn.
Mm-hmm. Oh, but then I leave the inn in disguise.
Right.
Yeah.
And that would be, you'd be set. But wait, do you have all your stuff you need for adventuring?
No. I would need to go back. Oh, but then I need to go back to the keep. You're right.
No, so that's fine. Go to an inn, get a room, memorize the stable.
Right.
So that you can teleport back if you need.
Right.
And then ride back to the keep. And then you gather all your gear, teleport to the stable in disguise.
Right. And another thing I want to bring up is that I already kind of committed to staying at the keep until the stuff blows over. Because I remember I had a bit of a discussion with Adabir, and I thought that would have been wise.
I see.
probably don't want to go on any adventures yet. Want to just hang around town for the next.
Well, or pass a note and say, look, this is my plan.
True. Yeah.
And say, so I'm, my plan is to leave, but, so.
Right. And Lord Ogred's supposed to be gone tomorrow.
Right. So hopefully all of this will blow over.
Maybe. There might be some lingering, some
right
espionage lingering, but hopefully it'll be lower. It'll still be good just to be in disguise. Yeah. Anyway.
Right. But yeah, I think starting to get the inn would be.
Yeah. So let's do that. Let's go get the inn. But I will, I'll spend the night there, but I will ride back to the keep tomorrow morning. Just kind of discern what's going on, what's the state of affairs, kind of go from there. If I want to start adventuring again, we can.
Sure.
If it seems like I should stick around, then I can do that.
I might have to look up just how much stables themselves cost.
It's a little concerning if Ogre thinks, if he does get like a lead on something, he might linger, right? He might stay for longer than just.
That's yes. That's all possible, but by the same token, if you figured out a good way to extricate yourself from his spies, then it doesn't matter how long he stays. You're out of their reach.
Sure, as long as they have a good procedure.
Right. So that they can't follow you and put you in continual danger. Stable.
I'm just going to try to use extricate in like every other sentence now.
I think you should. I don't see why you wouldn't.
I extricate the potion from my bag.
Exactly. I will extricate
the contents of the potion from the model.
Right. So you find a small inn. There's not a ton of them in town, as the town is just a medium-sized town. But you find one by one of the many creeks that run through town. And do you want a room or you just want the stable?
I do want a room.
Okay.
I want to stay the night. Yeah. Well, actually, no. Yeah. I can probably make it back tonight, right?
Yeah.
So I should just do the stable. Yeah.
And you can ride with a light.
Yeah. So let's just rent the stable and then head back to the keep.
How many days for the stable?
We'll say, how much is it again? It's just like
it's 1 copper a night.
I'll do for 70 days.
Why not?
Do for just 4 days.
Okay. So it's on the same road.
I'd like to buy her in.
Exactly. There's 1,000.
It's really funny. I have the money to do that, but then I can't maintain it, obviously.
Right. We hire staff, right?
Right. And then just have like a free in.
So no problem there. 4 days.
We should. My other horse, I should identify it somehow. Is it like colored, breed or anything?
The new horse?
Give it a name, yeah. So I remember.
It's a pale gray.
Okay.
It's a mare. It's just a pale gray mare. It's medium horse.
I'll call it Mary.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, because I have Judas as well. Just all the Christian names. Okay. Pale gray Mary.
What do you think? We take a break right now and then we come back to it. What do you think, buddy?
Yeah, that sounds good. And then I'll do you want to should we ride back to the keep first and then go
we can do that. Roll the navigate.
Okay. Here we go. 25.
Takes you a bit, but you're getting better at it. I'm just giving you a bonus every time, a larger bonus every time you go. And so it takes you longer than you like. Supper's been left out. We know they all know that everybody works odd hours at this gig, and so there's sort of always a pot of something on.
Snacks in the kitchen.
That's right. So so yeah, you make it back fine. The keep is still on alert, really peering at the skies. For those of you who forget, a great eagle was spotted over the keep, and the goblins really hate the great eagles, and they're considered a bad omen.
Yeah, they're not very American.
That's sure. Right. And so they are maintained, everybody with a bow on them. There's at least twice the number of men up on the walls. There's a sense of unease and ill temper. Goblins like to argue, but usually it's good natured, and now it's not as good natured. Everybody's on edge,
Yeah.
So, so just make it back to quarters, and then we can, have you eat and see what's going on there when we get back.
Yeah. All right. Sounds good.
All right, guys, we're going to take a quick break. So go grab you something to drink. Thanks for hanging out with us. And we will see you in just a few minutes. Boom, boom. A boo ba doo boo boo. Ba boo ba doo bow bow. Skibbity bop boo.
Welcome back, everybody.
Oh, welcome back. I'm sorry. I was scatting.
We know.
That's my bad. But it wouldn't be Karandrin without some level of scat.
It's in the rules.
It's in the rules.
The core rule book.
That's right. So you make it back to Mia Grawls, our goblin lady. Hey, am I blurry? Oh,
Hey, you
weird.
just went out of focus a moment. You're back though.
That's really strange. Maybe all of you had a stroke. So back at Mia Grawls, like we said, there's still a lot of tension about the Eagles and the and why it appeared. And of course, we know the answer to that. They were seeking you.
Right.
And so a lot of late diners tonight. Some are in the dining room, having brought some of their work down, and they're eating and reading,
that is.
Yeah. And others are in the downstairs sitting room, and they are likewise very busy. They're reading through some of the apprentices are reading through unbound papers, and going through and comparing them to others. There are diagrams that they're looking at. Roll for me.
25.
Nothing like you've seen. So you don't know if they're mechanical, right, in nature, if they're intended to be and you're only getting a glimpse of them as you pass through. No, everyone sort of, gives you a nod, and they just turn back to what they're doing. You just grab something to eat. Do you have any other goals?
No, I was specifically going to wait till tomorrow before I kind of get the scoop on, talk to Adabir and everybody else. So I think we'll just eat and head to bed if no one stops me.
Well, given that it's early evening, you could probably talk to Adabir tonight and be ready.
Okay. Okay.
To then secure his blessing, then you can just go tomorrow.
Yeah, we can do that then. So I'll try to seek him out, right after dinner or during dinner.
We need to add to your memorizations that you.
I forgot about this table. Yeah.
So we'll assume you've done it, because it's not like it can't work, right?
Right.
What happens is, if it's difficult, what you do is you change the environment so it's more memorable.
We also actually, let me check. Oh yeah, okay, I got you. So stables, yeah, memorized. Do we need to roll for that then?
No, we'll assume that it just simply takes time.
Oh yeah,
but it's accomplished. Ask after Adabir. He's asked not to be disturbed, but Burlow says he can send the note up. That probably wouldn't be too much. And so you just sort of say, hey, I'm planning on shifting horses and appearances.
Right.
It occurs to you, probably with the face change potions you intend to use, it would be helpful to have a careful face in mind. Shaltos you've stared at fairly recently for quite a while. You know, it doesn't have to look exactly like him, but it's something
Yeah.
that it could be based on.
Yeah, good point.
And you've been close to him for an hour
Right.
tonight. And so you sort of make an effort, if you wish, to focus, you know,
Yeah.
cement that face in place.
Almost like teleport, where you just spend time trying to
Right.
remember. Yeah. Fair enough. Yeah. You could say I've done that. Yeah.
And if you want, add a column beside your little teleport memorizations
Pieces.
and put faces.
Mhm.
And then you can swap between them and so on. And you know, if you wanted to, you know, if you see an elf in town later on that you want to, you know, because you could probably be you'd be sort of a thick, short elf, right? But
Yeah.
okay, people will go, oh, it's a thick, short elf.
Yeah.
Right. And you have a variety then to choose from. So so yeah, you feel comfortable you can get a pretty good likeness of Shalto's face. You finish eating, you get back upstairs if that's your plan, as opposed to, is there any conversations you need to have?
No, not
there's a note already under your door from Burlow, and but the writing inside is Adabir's saying you've taken good precautions. You know, good luck.
Okay.
Study, read, nap. What are you doing?
Yeah, let's do some reading.
What are we reading?
I want to read my book on the Fae, actually. I've been reading that a little bit.
Yeah.
Of Wings and Things is what it's called.
It's because I'm awesome. Don't want to forget about dear Laula, who's been fluttering around near your shoulder. All right, roll for your reading.
20.
Yeah, you soon lose interest in that topic and don't really gain any progress there.
It's only magical creatures. How interesting that is. It's so funny, like in that world where it's just like it's just a fact of life.
It'd be great, wouldn't it? I mean,
yeah.
I mean that's why it's fantasy, right? Is right. Because it doesn't exist, but gosh, it's what we want, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Do you want to switch topics?
Yeah, we'll try my tome instead.
Okay.
Way of the Spirit.
Yeah.
Roll that. Well, that's a 95.
Roll again and add it.
I like that. 42.
2, 5. So that's a good 3 hours. Okay. That's lovely.
Good stuff.
All right. So next is probably just bed. All right. Yes. So that's which day are we on? That's day what now?
I don't know, Kevin. What the hell?
You should know.
Oh, it's April 27th. Is that day?
April 27th, right?
Of the 28th. Well, we'll see what happens.
Okay. I need to rewrite this sheet of yours. All right. So the right. All right. So give me your 3 rolls.
74, 10, and 95.
Okay. Roll again to that last one and add it.
Plus 20.
You have a very vivid dream, but fortunately not one by any supernatural figure. Instead, it's a dream about a certain halfling healer. And she's trying to wield a wand that is made of stone and is way too long to be a wand, really.
Yeah.
But it's tapered like a wand. And there's and she's stumbling all over while these dark creatures, these six-legged sort of ape-like creatures, are crawling toward her. You are standing at her side trying to help her wield the wand and yelling, there's got to be another way. This is not going to work,
Mm.
And you just kind of wake up feeling like a little frustrated. You couldn't help this, fictional person in your dream.
Yeah.
Clearly representing a certain historical figure.
Snathnoro, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And but you don't really feel like it portends anything.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But it's but it just leaves you an odd feeling where it's like, well, I still wish that had turned out better, right? You
Right.
have that feeling where
Still
it's
a
like,
bad dream. Yeah.
yeah, it's just frustrating. So I was watching QI, which I know I talk about every stream, but they were talking about whether or not if they had nightmares, whether the guest panelists had nightmares or whatever. And one of the guys was like, no, because I just have frustrating dreams. That's what I have.
Yeah.
I was, so I had one that I was back doing my A levels, which I guess is their equivalent to high school. And he said, I was back doing my A levels, and I was sitting there arguing with the teacher saying, no, I've already been to college. Why do I need to do this? And he goes, but it's a dream. So indeed, I had to do it.
Right. Yeah.
It's just really funny the way you put it. So, you feel rested and refreshed, and Laula is happily eating some breadcrumbs you left out for her, and bathing in the saucer of water you give her. And what's your plan today, sir?
Well, I want to. I think it's time to go back. Well, let me think. Let me go over my notes before I do anything wrong. So, I mean, want to make sure that Algrit's men are like kind of out of the keep, and kind of that is blown over first. Then I guess next would be if Aldruf can be summoned back. I want to make sure word is sent to him. Everyone watching, Aldruf is my love interest right now. He's trying to get to town, but we kind of put him on hold, stalled him for now.
So he couldn't be kind of held up. Yeah, not to have him arrive in the middle of all this espionage and get him entangled.
So yeah, let me do those two things. Then depending on how that goes, I might go back into town and do our little swap, or maybe I'll go adventuring. So I will dress in adventuring gear then.
And you'll carry with you all your stuff.
Yes.
All right. So go downstairs. Any servant would tell you, and you don't think you're not giving anything away by asking a servant. She's not certain if he's left. She did see his men gathering in the courtyard. But she doesn't know if that was in preparation to leave. It could have been in preparation for a hunt. So
I could also just go for a walk around the keep and see if spot any of his men lingering.
I mean, you could just walk. You could, gear up and go, and that is walking through the keep.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. Yeah. So,
Wave down Burlow and say, "Hey, I just wanted to double check. I'm gonna be gone, so just remember when you guys feel it's safe, send word to Aldrich." He says, "Of course, no problem. See if there's any news that you need to know." Nope. You ask, and he's like, "No. As far as I know, everything proceeds apace with the masters and their various work." We had the thing about the volcano. That's right. I forgot about that last stream. The volcano and whether or not it is completely disguised all these years.
Right.
And you mentioned that to Adabir, right? It's been
probably, yes. I think so.
Would have.
There's a lot. Yeah. I know we did have like kind of a one-on-one last 2 sessions ago with Adabir. I would have brought it up then. If anything.
Right. So okay. So they're working on the question. He tells you that you presented last time about whether we've really truly located all the mountains that it could be.
Right.
You've not mentioned to them about the conversation with the eagle, because this is you returning from that conversation for the first time.
Yes, this is true. I don't know if that's something I want to bring up, though.
Well, I see. Because if it's successful, it'll directly.
Then Adabir's mentioned. Yeah, he's really interested in finding Kralin. Yeah, so I almost want to. If that succeeds, then that might just be.
Yeah.
Right, and if I let him in, and that goes the wrong way, Adabir might take some measures to shoot down the eagles, or to have them pursued somehow. I wouldn't want that.
Okay.
So I think I will keep that to myself.
Okay.
To see what comes of it.
So you gear up. Little Lala sits on your shoulder, and you head out.
Yeah. So now I need to decide where I'm going now that I'm geared up and going out.
Right.
Because if I'm going back to that manor to explore that adventuring, then that's just a teleport. I don't really have to worry about disguise or anything. But if I'm going to be in town, then I do need to make my pit stop and do that. But so the two things I have, different things I've written down. There is the town south of Balabry.
Yes.
Which has a really nice magic shop, I've heard. It's kind of on my list of things to do.
But you're also kind of broke.
That's true. I only have 4 mithril to my name. And the other thing is, where is it here? Oh yeah, more research on Nathnoro and the Iron Empress, but I already have 2 people kind of looking into that, so I think we're good on that. Which means, yeah, I think it might be time to return to that manor, and see. Well, 1, to see if the priest birds are there, if they have any news, and 2, just to also explore it some more.
Sure.
Yeah. And the priest birds said they would have possible news on the 30th. This is the 28th. Trinidas that advised they might be sooner though. So yeah, so interesting. So we might go there and like hang around a bit and see if
Sure.
any of them are lingering about.
Be sort of be within contact range one way or the other.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. I think that's a good idea. So yeah. I mean, I know I can teleport out of the keep, so I'll just not ride my horse out, just walk down to far enough, then I can teleport away.
Okay.
For everybody that doesn't remember, there's a manor I was exploring in the like the mountainside on this kind of bluff a long time ago, and met a whole like civilization of underground people, and found a priest bird. Kind of was able to talk to them with my tome, nature's law, and secure some search parties. That's how I talked to the eagles too, because they heard from the priest birds. So it's all connected. It's all coming together. It's a string of events.
All right. So you head down. You want to find a place that you can sort of, obviously, sort of a decent distance from the keep, right?
I do have a spot that I teleport to.
Yes, but I wouldn't use that. I wouldn't make them aware.
Oh, true. It would leave like a magical blip. Yeah.
Well, it would be if they follow you in to see whatever happened to you, and you disappeared there. They will know to lay and wait for you to return. Like it's either a secret door.
I didn't even think about that. Yeah.
Right. So that's great. You can always return to that spot.
Yeah.
That should be fine. But really the question is
where do I depart from?
Okay. Right, which is anywhere.
Right. Anywhere that's not typical. So
yeah.
So I think we will just go past that spot, look for just some spot where there's no one else around, and
right, just concealed from the roadway.
Yep.
But possibly with some alternative route you could have used by foot.
Right.
So
I almost forgot. Okay, well, we'll talk about that later.
So yeah, so you check out a couple spots. You're just not finding much luck. You're not having much luck. So about the third spot that you kind of wander through, you sort of always come back with a plant or something you're looking at. So like, it looks like there's a reason you went down there.
Yeah.
So pretty far down, you find a spot that looks like it'll continue up and down through the mountain that you can, there's real space to walk along there. And you just sort of tuck behind the bush. And now it is time for our beloved teleport.
Beloved teleport. I'll use my channeling helm here. Oh, I almost forgot. Hold on. I got an item that lets me store PowerPoints. Is that maxed out yet? Max, yeah. I think it holds up to 30, and I have 30 here, so I think we're good. Let me make sure. Let me just double check that really quick, because I would have done that.
No, that's fine. I mean, we can set, because you didn't use any. Did you? You didn't use any magic points yesterday, did you?
Ooh, not.
So we can say, so you would have had 30 to put in it. So we can say that you remember to.
Well, yeah, I just need to make sure it is 30. Do you remember what that item is called? I'll just have to scroll down and find it in my notes. It's like a vial of some.
Search for point.
I have PowerPoint written like 100 times in my notes.
Or store.
Spectacles of Attainment. 30 PowerPoint store. Okay, it's already filled up.
Okay.
So I'll just keep that in mind. I'll probably write 30 out of 30 just to.
Yes, that's what I would do.
And I'll use my channeling helm to do the teleport though.
Okay. All right. So roll it up and just roll.
21.
21 is not great.
Efficient.
That is a 22-point exhaustion drain.
Oh,
you are really kind of wiped out by that one. That was a big blow. Clumsy casting. Now roll to aim.
27.
27.
Bringing it home. And I'm trying to. The spot specifically is a camp that I made. That's walking distance to the manor.
Right. You're not sure exactly what happened.
Not something you want to hear in Karandrin.
There's a glimpse of the manor and its outlying buildings from relatively high up. And then there is a painful shock to your body. And you fly through bushes and so on. And sort of when you regain your senses, you are all sort of hung up in a tree. And you are looking at the roof line of the manor itself.
Huh. Wow.
Roll for me.
71.
So you piece it together. Yes, you definitely piece it together.
Okay.
That you were thinking about. You allowed yourself to get distracted during the spell casting, and you were thinking about the advantages of being able to get up that high on top of the roof of the manor.
Okay.
To look down into the courtyard and get the lay of the land and so on. So that's where you teleported.
Up high, no, wow.
But obviously, this place has magical defenses.
Yeah.
Against teleporting that near the building.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting.
But yeah. So you have taken 26 damage.
Oh my gosh. This is just a great start to the day. I think I'm just going to go to sleep and try again tomorrow.
You have a tree house now.
I really do.
You figure that things must have heard you.
Yeah.
You're also a little uncomfortable with the height that you're at now.
I know.
But you don't know exactly what to move. How many pouches do you have?
Like on me? Pouches?
Yes, externally on you. How many do you have on you?
This is going to be fun. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Your fourth pouch, what is it?
1, 2, 3, 4. A small belt pouch that contains stuff. I can list everything.
It is on the ground, having been torn off your belt, as is your backpack on the ground. Everything else appears to be present.
Good.
Roll to listen to see if anything is shaking or baking.
Oh, I heard a timer go off. Baking. 56.
So you're apparently haven't attracted anything you could hear, which does shock you.
Yeah.
Because you imagine going through these limbs had to create just an enormous amount of noise. So if anything is out there, it's lying in wait to see if there's further noise, you know? You're welcome to wait longer or press on.
I think it's time to press on. I don't want to be caught in a tree if something is coming for me. So I'll try to get down to the ground quickly. I guess I have a couple options. I could just cast a levitate on myself, but then that'll prevent me from falling.
Yes. Is that your decision?
Yeah, I think so, because I'm all tangled up. So I don't want to try to extricate myself from the branches and then fall down. So yeah, I'll cast a levitate. 6
Okay.
Go.
And how are you gonna what are you gonna use a
Oh, I'll use it from my store. 30 point store.
Okay. And roll to cast.
73.
No problem. All right. So you try to disentangle yourself from the tree. Roll.
26.
Things are still holding you. There's a lot of snapping. There's a lot of things that are coming loose and thwacking against other leaves and limbs and so on. And but you do feel like you're making progress, but it is loud progress.
Yeah.
What would you like to do?
I'll keep going and just keep searching my surroundings. If anything's moving or coming towards me.
You come free. And now you're sort of, trying to get to a position where you can begin, just pushing against the tree and going down as you're watching carefully for anything odd. You see something odd, which is one of the maggot folks' mouth orbs.
Oh, yeah.
Floating.
Oh, no.
Near you. It stops when it's in sight of you. When it's in line of sight of you, it stops. And then it begins to emit a green mist.
Right. I remember this. Yeah. So now the mist is kind of coming towards me, and I'm trying to still levitate down.
Right.
Okay. Can I just try to push myself against the tree, to get away while I'm kind of getting down, get some distance from it?
I mean, it's on your facing of the tree, so you're gonna have to work your way around the tree.
Yeah, no, okay. Then no, we just got to try to get to the ground and run.
Or teleport to someplace in sight. Aiming, of course, no problem.
True, yeah. Just gotta cast it.
You just have to cast it, and of course, messing up hurts a lot for those higher level spells.
Yeah. Did I get caught in the mist before? I don't remember. Did I avoid it?
No, I don't think it had time. Or yeah, you ran, before it could do so, I think is what happened.
Something like that. Okay.
Yeah.
And I don't want to find out what the mist is going to do. And
No, because
I will take that teleport. Yeah.
but certainly you feel like this must be Mama, right? This must be the mother maggot who is.
Yeah.
And so just I guess I should describe for our for any new viewers that this is sort of a pale half person, half maggot. We can't see them right now, but this is a creature that we faced in this area before. We knew that there was one adult male that Brise killed. She decided to leave the mother alone because it is a mother. It has little baby maggotlings in one of the old outbuildings of this manor. And Brise decided not to hunt down the creature and not to kill the infant creatures.
Big mistake.
Well, I don't know about that yet, but it's certainly more complex than we need it to be right now. So let me call up their stats here.
Last time I took out the other dude, I threw a sleep potion at him, or I cast sleep, one of those things.
Right. Yeah, the problem here is you can't see him.
Yeah, of course, but
not that is any deterrent. You should just go crazy.
Throw stuff everywhere, burn everything down.
That's right. There we go. That's what I'm looking for
right there. Okay.
Right.
So then I'll try a teleport to, just get far away from the mist. I guess it'd be away from the manor then, right? Just kind of look around the tree and pick a spot.
Right. You're facing the buildings, the large guest manors that are on the edge of the bluff.
Yeah.
And excuse me, it's a yellow fog. It's a yellow fog.
So I'm not even. Might need to pull up the map again if you remember that. I'm on the north side of the manor, then, not on the south side.
Let me pull it up.
Because those houses were on the north side as well.
Wake up, computer! Open the app. Why should that take so long? Nobody knows. Right. So share screen here. Where's my character for you? Oh, there you are.
I'm like a little triangle or something.
Yes, you are.
Triangle.
Zoom in more.
You might want to get rid of the caption too about Tan's eyes. It's been there for a long time.
It's no longer relevant.
Nope. Get out of here.
You hope it's not relevant. Right? You don't need him to show up.
He just shows up. Yeah.
Hey. All right. Let's see if I can share screen, or it may ask me for dumb permissions that I don't want to do.
Moment of truth. Can Kevin share his screen?
That's got to be it. That work?
There we go.
All right. Oh, okay. Yeah, fun. All right. So, can I move? Well, I don't know what that does. Okay. That's weird. I need to somehow manipulate this where it's. So you see, can you see where you are, or should I zoom in more?
Yeah, there I am. Yeah.
Yeah. So I should move you.
Yeah, I'm just in a random place. Okay.
I guess I could just, let me make you just bigger. I mean, you're not that big, obviously, but I mean, this is several hundred feet long. So these are the manor houses. I haven't drawn the edge of the bluff.
Right.
So it was the old carriage house. No, it was in the forge that we know she was. And presumably she's come from the forge or from her trail that leads out into the woods this way.
Righto.
So you could teleport up this way, and this is all tall grass with some bushes and so on. And just teleporting away would be, it doesn't really matter if you have cover or not. You really couldn't teleport to cover, but you could teleport beside cover.
Right. So we'll do that then.
All right. Roll it up. Well, let's talk about where you want to go. There are spots of cover throughout. I mean, you could teleport. Well, I don't know if you want to teleport that near.
I don't want to know, not close to the manor. I probably want to go further from the manor. Yeah.
Okay. So you just want to teleport to a thick set of bushes?
Absolutely. Yeah.
All right. So we're going to have you teleport beside those. What would you like to do?
You mean cast the teleporter?
Do it. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's channeling Helm, cast teleport. 42.
42 is fine. Puts you here. And of course, you quickly roll to get your bearings.
43.
So, okay, great. And, you move over a skosh. And now it's time to look and see what there is to see.
Yes.
Roll to scan the area. Let's see if you can find this critter.
41.
You just love that number.
We're just going to hover around the low 40s.
That's right. No sign of it. I should probably start dropping trees here and there.
Dropping trees.
Dropping trees. It would be nice to be green. I don't want that. Not that.
Green trees.
There we go. So, boop, 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 boop. Boop, 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 boop. This is much thicker area.
Yeah.
The only thing I'll do for brush is I'm just going to do a jagged 4-year-old squiggle.
Yeah.
And
it gets the job done.
That's right. Can I fill these? Did I make a sufficiently completed thing where I can fill it? Let's see. But is that it? Select. I want to fill with the green. Thank you. Over here. Oh, there you go. Oh, nice. Also, thank you. Oh, it's slightly different in color. Thank you. Yeah, there's no sign of it. The grass here is to your waist pretty easily, so you could lie down and be really hidden, not very mobile, obviously. What would you like to do? There's just no sign. I'm going to keep adding.
I think I need to kill this thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel bad about like the babies. And I know we did roll, like I wouldn't want to, like to kill the babies, but yeah, it seems to be persistent and dangerous.
Right.
In this area. So I think it's time to hunt it down. I
can't do that.
I'm going to start. I mean, that's a long distance, but I guess I could start creeping towards the forge.
Right.
That'll take me a while to get to, but yeah, we'll try it. We do have, some stealthy items and things. So,
right.
Actually, hold on. I have a very stealthy item.
I've always found you very stealthy.
Thank you. Where is it? Boots of leave taking. All running or faster movement silent. So that means like still What does that mean? Can I just run and not make any noise?
So long as you're moving at least a run, yes. Let's see if this.
Yeah, give that a try. I mean, try to stay low to the ground and stay hidden, but run. Just keep myself from making any noise.
Right.
Cover that distance quickly because I don't want to creep all that way.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So we're just call that the woods. Of course, I need to probably extend that, but I can do that later.
Yeah, well, someone's been chopping at the woods on the left side. They're like,
yeah, exactly. We've done a lot of work trees. So charge toward the forge. Now that I should put the orb somewhere.
Yeah, good point.
And let's make it a effectively weird color. Let's make it like a weird blue. The fog begins to retreat. It was reaching up into the branches of the tree. So before you start, I should give you this information before you make your decision. So it begins, the orb begins to move very slowly this direction.
Okay.
Does
the orb seem to have a direction that it looks in, or I can't really tell?
Not that you can tell. It does seem, I mean, it does.
I remember seeing one before, but it didn't get any pupil.
I think it didn't see you. I think the sense you got was I think you snuck away from it and it never saw you, however we want to say that.
Right.
And, but it began emitting the yellow fog.
Once it did catch sight of me, yeah.
Right. I think even before, the idea being that I think you thought, well, he's just trying a very broad approach.
True.
So I think I'm gonna go ahead and move. This is her triangle. This is, of course, the last place we saw her. I'm just going to stick her right here to say, hey, we don't know where she is.
Right.
So
if the orb is moving in that direction, I'll actually wait a bit to see if it gets, clears a path. Do I have any spells for detecting? It's in my nature's law. Okay.
So
So what's its behavior if I wait?
It just continues to move in that direction.
Okay. Well, then once it seems like I can maybe cross safely without seeming like it's gonna see me. I know it's difficult to ascertain, but then I'll start heading toward the forge.
Yeah, you're gonna like belly crawl through the grass, or you're gonna do a haul ass.
Try to run.
Okay.
Yeah, use my silent boots. Just try to cover a lot of distance quietly.
Right. So maybe give it another round and see where it goes.
Yep.
So it's moving at a slow walk, so about 30 feet maybe a turn. You would probably have assumed that it's looking this way, right? So it can see where it's going. So you probably want to come over this way a little bit and then run as fast as you can through here. Now, what you know is, of course, this is going to be relatively unlevel ground on a mountain, although it's going to have been leveled for construction and for residents. But also the tall grass can make running very hazardous, but you got to do what you got to do. So we're going to have you roll one more time, and I'm going to roll one more time.
12.
Yeah, no sign.
State of readiness. I'll make sure I have.
Yes, thank you.
Oh wait, oh my god! I left my stuff on the ground. I had no choice, but I don't.
Well, your backpack is on the ground, and that one potion, the one pouch we marked.
Right, but I still, I have my spear and my weapon, so I'll just have my spear out. Spear with 7 swings.
You know what you should do is take your face changing potion and just saunter on out. I mean, you look like someone totally different.
I'm sure that'll work.
Doo-ba-doo-ba-doo-doo.
Yeah, I'll look like Tanzod, and then we'll pull up the caption again. Like, I knew it was going to be relevant.
That's right. All right, I'm probably going to need to zoom in more here. Because each of these squares is really large. Okay, I may have to make this a little smaller, in fact. Boop, 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 boop. And we'll come down here. A little further down. All right. So even at a full run, it's probably going to take you 2 rounds to get to this tree.
Fair enough.
So roll to run safely. Oh yeah, spear's in your hand, right?
Yes. It's 15. Not very safe.
Do the boots add any bonus to running?
No, it's to stalk hide. Oh no, it does. Plus running MM, so plus 10 to running MM.
Okay, so not a great fall, but not a great start. A lot of uneven ground. So we put you at about 50 feet in. You can tell that the grass makes noise as it hits you. Your footfalls do not make noise.
Interesting. Yeah. I was wondering, I'm like, running silent. It's very vague thing, but that makes sense.
It's very strange because because you could hear, like, you were so accustomed, of course, to just the pounding of your feet making a noise, and there's no noise here so long as you're going really fast. And this begins changing direction very slowly. So you've been spotted. Continue to run.
Yeah.
All right, roll it.
66.
No problem.
Zoom.
Now you're at a sprint, which is basically 3 times your
base rate.
Your base rate. And so what I'm wondering is, you can go all the way up to 5 times. Okay, that is running flat out for your life.
Oh yeah.
But that really burns exhaustion. You can.
Oh yeah.
You can do that for about a minute, and then you're just out of it. And I don't think you want to be out of it.
No. Plus, the other thing, I don't know where this creature is. It could be in the forge, but I don't honestly want to get to the tree and get some cover, and then kind of scan.
Right.
Again,
so you're going to stay, at a sprint is what it's called.
Yep.
So it moves here, but you're just, you're way outrunning it. All right, roll again.
27.
27, not bad. It means you don't, if there's any difficulty, you might fall. There is no difficulty. So, bam, underneath the eaves.
Okay.
Let's have you roll and look. See what.
99.
She lifts herself from the grass.
Ooh, okay.
You're blending in. You're under there, though. Trust me. I should give you a boundary or something, but I'll do that later. So.
Oh, you know what? The Spear of the Seven Swings, I forget it has I can store my offensive bonus each round. I forgot, do I have to be attacking to do that? Okay, that's right.
Yes, you've got to.
I know we discussed that, but I didn't write it down. So.
So she is it's just her slick, bald head. her tiny nub little ears, and it's just her eyes just barely over the tips of the grass.
Gross.
Gross. So do you want to angle between the trees here and charge her next turn?
Yeah, I think I want to get in try my spear throwing.
Oh, very cool.
Give that a try, yeah.
Now I'm gonna tell you these are, I mean, each of these squares is 10 feet. You're not
I
gonna
need
be
to
able
get a lot
hit
closer
her until like you're probably here.
Okay.
And you recall they have an ability to strike you with a eerie blue light.
Yeah.
All righty.
Well, I guess could I try to feint? Like go at it, run at an angle to them? Could I make an effort to dodge? Their. You know what I mean? If I'm running head on, whatever they're going to hit me with is going to hit me. But if I try to
right, I mean, so the way it works is they get a bonus because you're coming right at them, but you still get all your defensive bonus.
Okay.
So in effect, if you want to maintain this energy of closing on them as quickly as possible, then you're going to be in trouble. You might have to take a couple of hits before you can close.
Right.
Right. And otherwise, it's going to be this really interesting game of cat and mouse in the grass, which is all well and good if that's what needs to happen. And so, do you have a shield?
I do. I could pull
It's definitely time for the shield because that's
use that.
Yeah, and I'm gonna give you some defensive bonus because of the grass.
Okay.
And so what type is your shield?
Target shields. It's the sluggishness.
Oh, interesting. So they can lose initiative when they gaze upon it. Right. So I need to get I have your DB. It's over here.
But yeah, I think we will just try to run head on, and then just try to take those hits or dodge them.
Right.
Attack.
And get your numbers up here. Yeah. Increase. Where's your DB? Right. Sluggishness. Right. So take out your shield. I'll make sure I know what that shield does.
Spear in one hand, shield in the other, and we'll start.
You're just a beast.
I really am. I mean, look at me. You can see me right there.
Well, you're sort of this beautiful beast that is
Beauty and the Beast.
That's
Beauty
right.
and the Beast. The Beast is the real beauty.
Man, I've got all your magic items here. You've got 15 magic items.
I really do.
Oh, what about Lala?
Oh yeah, God, completely forgot. Oh my gosh. Wow. Lala would have been scouting the area the whole time. I mean, Lala's not super useful right now. I guess Lala can keep an eye on the orb. I'll have Lala perch in the tree that I'm next to, right? And
well, I'm wondering about distracting.
Oh, that too. Oh, yeah, that's even better. You're right. Yeah. Let's send Lala to kind of fiddle with it. Hopefully, it'll miss me with its next. I forgot I can do that. Yeah.
So, right. Oop. That's wrong. That's wrong. Also. All right.
I wouldn't be a good general. I'd be like, okay, this unit moves here and that unit, and they're like, what about this unit? I'm like, we have that unit. I didn't know that. I didn't know we had that many soldiers.
Right.
Where did you come from?
All right. It is.
It's time.
So you send Lala, pull out your shield, and continue your run while you're running. Mm-hmm. Let's roll for initiative.
5.
Okay. And then Lala. Lala beats everybody's initiative and hauls ass since you just need thought to trigger it. Darting. All right. And I'll hop to. There we go. So, Lala, I guess I should make a little thing for Lala.
I think we should.
Let's do a little. I'm just gonna do a little like V for her, I think. And then. Okay, it's both of them. Let's make the stroke really large. And then let's make her like, I wonder where I would find. Here. Oh, there we go. And I'll make her like a nice brown. Oh, it filled it.
Yeah, fill color, not line color.
All right, I'm in color, not stroke. That's fine. There is our Lala.
It'll do.
It'll do. She, of course, is very fast and has closed on her almost in one turn. It definitely distracts our beloved maggot woman. Unbeknownst to you, this gets to move just a little bit. So the creature is distracted. Lets off a bright blue flash of light at Lala. Wow.
Uh-oh.
That is a hit.
Oh, no.
Is down. Wow.
Did not expect that.
You feel a very familiar shock that you felt before. And Lala is dazed and crashes into the grass. But her light little body, you don't get any like feeling of pain from her.
Yeah.
So she sort of veers off and is out for the count, but it does let you. Actually, I want to need you to roll for us.
Yeah. 85.
And then roll again.
16.
16. So not as far as you wanted because that was a lot going on.
Yeah.
Next turn. Let's roll initiative.
25.
All right, she is going next. I don't think she cares about that. Turns her attention to you. What are you doing this turn?
I am charging still, just to get close enough to do a spear throw.
Okay. Whoops. And she lets fly a blinding flash of blue light at you.
Mm-hmm.
It strikes your shield, which is one of the effects of the Shield of Sluggishness, is that she hopefully will not gain initiative next turn. Yeah. She's clearly faster than you.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool.
Next turn. You're still charging?
Yeah. Yeah. How's Lala? Right. I guess Lala's just out,
She's on the ground. She's trying to fly. She's just dazed.
Right. Okay. Good.
So, so she lifts off very low. Whoa, wrong thing. I always forget it's that thing I need.
Changes size.
Changes size as they do. There we go. And she flits here.
Okay.
Where's my range? Range, move to front. So roll initiative.
Yep. 73.
That is all you.
Perfect. So keep charging and
roll for it.
As soon as I'm close enough, I'll throw a spear. 9. Oh. I need to improve my running.
Roll to stay on your feet.
Yeah, sounds about right. 13. Okay.
13. So, I mean, you definitely make some strides. Looks like you're about 100 feet away. You take a light tumble in the grass, but at least you're hidden. Interesting. I don't know what she should do.
Do they have object permanence? They're like, oh, they're gone. Okay. Leaves. Like in like a video game, like a really bad stealth video game.
Right. See, I'm that way. Anything out of my sight ceases to exist. I leave, like, I hate umbrellas. I hate owning an umbrella. I'm just going to leave it somewhere.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even want one. Forget it. So yeah. Oh, there it is. No, that's not it. That's you. There you are. Oh, good. There we go. Perfect. Yeah, what is she gonna do? No need to close. The thing is so slow. But that is one of the limitations I gave it. I could make it all powerful if need be. I mean, they're not done.
Probably just like, ready another flame until I appear, right? They can take the aim action, can't I guess they have nothing to aim at, but
right, that's the thing, is they
landed, yeah.
Waiting for you to get back up is, not the perfect solution either. Oh, that's that thing, right? I kind of like building that.
They might try to put some more distance between us. That seems like a wise thing, to back away. Can they move backwards? Is that like, are they capable of that? Are they like birds?
We learned that my little niece, that one of the things for physical development in the checklist for little toddlers is the ability to move backwards, to walk backwards.
Oh.
And one day, just recently, she just started walking backwards, and like she would just do it randomly.
Wow.
And we would just crack. She would just back into you. She wouldn't turn around and look at you or anything. She would just back into you. Then she would walk forward and go someplace else, and maybe she'd go around a corner, and then she would back around that corner. It was hilarious.
That's so funny. Well, it's clear that this creature can, if your niece can.
That's right. Okay, let's let's go next turn. What are you doing?
All right, I'm getting back up and charging again.
So you're gonna just leap up and run. You're not gonna. I mean, you just want to just take off as quickly as you can, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay. So roll to orient, and then that'll be also a perception roll, and then roll to accelerate.
48 to orient myself.
You don't see her, but you've got a pretty good sense of where she is.
Okay.
And charge?
37.
That is fine. So now, sorry, I'm hopping back and forth between several apps here. You close. You can only go up by 2, so you go to a run. So that puts you about here.
Almost.
Assuming she's still there.
Mm-hmm.
Roll orientation, because she has crept forward about 15 feet.
90.
You can throw, but not before she shoots.
Okay.
So hits your shield.
Beautiful.
That was very close, though. It hit the edge of your shield. Like your head, you threw your head aside because you knew that thing was going to come over the top of the shield and clock you. And now you're going to throw your spear. Let me grab a good book.
Should also all my good spear throwing items, my gloves of What is it again? Empty hands. Sure, I'm wearing arm greaves of empty hands. My greaves, no penalty to thrown attacks.
Oh, nice. Yeah, because you would normally get a
That's a
-5.
plus 15 bonus as well.
And you're
Or
throwing.
sorry, it's just plus 15 rune. Are the greaves? I guess not bonus to the attack.
No, it resists damage is what that
Right,
plus 15
right.
is for.
Yeah, got to remember all the bonuses. Okay.
So boom, boom, boom. All righty. Throw away.
Yep. There's a 62.
That is going to be painful. Why am I looking at tiny type and when I'm old? Well, that is a sizable critical.
Excellent.
Why don't you roll a nice critical?
7. Why don't I not?
Wow. That was terrible.
Oh, sorry, 700.
Okay, that's better. There you go, buddy. Huh? Yeah, that was I mean, it's a good shot. Tears across her side and then passes through. She has a long but shallow gash. And she seems a little unsteady. Next round, roll initiative.
Okay. 64.
64.
Is Lala doing okay?
What are you doing?
How's Lala doing? I would call them back over if they can, if they don't feel hurt or dazed.
You were getting waves of pain from her.
Okay, so let's leave them there
then. What's your decision this turn?
Well, I threw my spear, so the next thing is to pull up my bola and try to fling that at them. So
Okay.
my bola of summons, pull it from my belt, and because that'll be a penalty, right, to pull it and then throw it.
It's a small penalty.
Yeah.
I mean, you're at a nice level now.
My arm greaves, right?
Huh?
My arm greaves, right? So no penalty.
Well, your arm greaves, it prevents you from getting any penalty from the arm greaves. The arm greaves would normally give you a penalty for all of your throws.
Oh, I never realized that.
Yeah. Well, because otherwise,
I've been this whole time I'm like, I have no penalty. Okay. Let me write that down.
I mean, it's really fine.
That makes a lot of sense, actually. Yeah.
So maybe I should add a word there.
I mean, it's obvious if you know how armor works, but yeah, that's not that familiar.
But it's also magic, so it could have been both ways, and I could see that. I need to be clearer communicating to my players. All right. So you're going to throw. So yeah, your sense from Lala is that she really can't have that happen again, or she will die.
Yeah.
Because that was only 5 hit points. She doesn't have very many more than that.
Oh yeah.
All right. Bola, yes. Throw away. Oh wait, you're doing the plus 21?
The summons.
Yeah. Is that your plus 20?
Yes.
So.
Yes.
Yeah.
Plus 20 runic.
All right. Throw that bad boy.
99.
Wow. Roll again and add it.
Plus 3.
Are you serious?
Yeah. 102.
That is really funny.
It's so funny because if I rolled those in reverse, then it would just be like god awful, right?
Right.
Minus 99.
All right. Roll a crit.
Crit of 81.
Oh,
this thing's done.
Jeez. The balls wrap around her neck. The cables wrap around her neck and armpit and so on. Mm-hmm. But the balls all slam into her chest at various points.
Yeah.
and she clutches her chest, and she collapses. Wow, I can't believe she missed you with that one shot. I was like,
Yeah.
because that stuns. It
That
automatically
was bad.
stuns.
Yeah. Then I can't attack her.
And then she closes in, and she just starts tearing into you. But she missed you by like 5 points as you were charging.
That's all it takes.
That's right. Wow.
Well, it is 9:20. I was thinking it might be a good place to stop soon.
I think that's a
Could I
great.
check on Lala real quick?
I think we should do that because we tend to forget about her, and I don't want to do that.
Just teleport away like, oh god, my familiar is like 9.
Yeah, that would be great. Teleport away without your poor bird.
All right, let's.
So you just tell her to, turn and look toward the house,
Right.
so you can get a sense of where she is in relation to the house.
Right.
Roll for me.
85.
So you walk over there. You cross the. You step carefully across the slime trail of the maggot creatures. You find that there are several as you approach. Most leading into the woods. And so I'm going to just do some. It's interesting. What color should I make it? I shouldn't make it. I guess I'll make it red. I'm just going to put a couple lines on here.
Sure. Like a pencil tool, you can just draw it out.
Yeah, it's my thought. I'll do it red because it's sort of a bad guy, right? It's a bad.
You just changed my color.
Oh, did I have you selected? I had you selected. This is exactly why. Oh my God, that's fine. There, you can see one goes off this way to some extent, and you can see one here, and and let me select all those and fix those colors real quick. So you step across. What? Am I using the wrong? I always forget how I do this. Nope, that's not it. How do I select multiple? All right.
You did have them selected, I think.
I thought there was one I missed.
You're doing Phil again.
Why am I doing Phil? All right. There they are. I'll color them later. So, you're supposed to be a green. What am I thinking? Yeah.
Right.
So,
I mean, I would just try to step over him,
Step over, right. And so you make it there. She half alights to you. Yeah, it's mostly impact. There's a sort of a smell of burn on her. And so you definitely have a problem in as much as you cannot, if you're going to walk around with this bird cradled in your hands, you're not going to have a weapon. You've retrieved, by the way, your spear and everything, spear and bola, as gingerly as you could. So we'll just leave you there with it cradled in your hands. It's very early morning. You're hide and seek here. Oh yeah, the orb vanishes before your eyes. So I'm just gonna do a boop. I always do that wrong.
Watching you struggle with this program is really entertaining.
That's what I wanted. Oh, wait, wrong button. Boop. Yeah, I'm not used to illustration programs. I'm just really not. Boop. There we go. And boop. And boop, boop. There's Apple G, right? Boop. Boop. Grouped. And so now what I'll do is objects. So so we're going to just stick this guy. This is, if there's anything else, we'll just use it again. But here's your body for this creature.
Right.
So That's Phil. Oh, there that is. Great. Don't care. Great. So,
yeah, I think that's it then, right?
yeah. So there we are, gang. We thank you guys for joining us. I'm going to stop sharing here.
I'm glad we ended on a kind of exciting note.
Yeah, it's kind of fun. And of course, there's more fun coming up um, as we get closer to the manor and so on. So our next stream should be this Wednesday. You don't have any plans?
It should be next Wednesday.
Yep. So next Wednesday will be fine. And this coming Wednesday. And so we thank you all for joining us and hanging out with us.
Welcome, Quinn. Very late to the game.
So yeah, thanks, Quinn, for showing up. I'm sorry I didn't see you earlier. I was managing the battle map there. But as always, take a look at Karandrin.com. I still got to add new stuff on there. I apologize. You can always look at his notes and so on, and check out well, wrong one. Well, it's not wrong. It's the right one. And always
tiny.
But check out Max on YouTube, where he discusses the role of music in video games and their original soundtracks. And thanks always to Elliot Dunovitz for the terrific art that we use for Brise. It's always fantastic. You can check out her website there, and it's also on there in the description and YouTube and in the chat as well. But we always appreciate you coming out and hanging out with us. Like and subscribe and do all that terrific stuff. We hope you all had a terrific holiday. If you don't celebrate Thanksgiving, we hope you have your own wonderful holidays in the past several weeks. Spend a good time with family and so on. Max, why don't you say goodbye to these wonderful people?
Well, thanks everybody for coming out again on Sunday and watching us. But hope to see you again in just a few days.
Yes.
Yeah. Keep on coming and making us feel important. People watch this. But anyway, yeah, honestly, thanks everybody and have a good night.
Yeah, thank you guys. We will see you next Wednesday, and we appreciate everything you do for us and the love you send us, and we'll see you in a few days. Thanks a lot.